Hi everyone, I'm Erin-Louise Chapman and this is my text set introduction for reading 861 Summer 2020. So my favorite read aloud book is The Paper Bag Princess. If you have not read this book, it is a hoot for any grade level. It just says it's a fun read and it does have a surprise ending that makes the kids either gasp or clap. I think this is such an important book because it was one of the first books that really had the princess not needing to be saved and she was doing the saving. I usually read this to my second graders and they love it. It is my absolute favorite read aloud and they talk about it years later. Okay, so my childhood memory book was The Boxcar Children. It was the first novel I ever read from start to finish after struggling with a reading disability. And I really just felt connected to the characters. I never grew up in homelessness or anything like that, but I did have a bunch of siblings that we bickered and things like that. And I love the book so much. One of the characters' names is Violet, and that is what I named my first daughter, Violet, after the character of The Boxcar Children. Most powerful children's YA book I've ever read was Out of My Mind. Melody, her voice is so strong, even though in the book she's nonverbal, she has cerebral palsy, and just everything from her perspective from the time she started school and was little, going and maturing into a young adult. Just her story touched me. I wept when I read the book. When I first started education as a paraeducator, my head teacher said, I want you to read this book. Everyone needs to read it. And I think all educators should. Okay, so I am currently a media library specialist, and Hermione Granger is just a warrior for librarians and for reading in general. So I put, what librarian wouldn't want to hang out with one of the most well-known library lovers? Smart, witty, she doesn't make things up, she takes time to research, she doesn't give fake news, she makes sure that she is well-read and knows what she's talking about. And of course, her best quote of all times, when in doubt, go to the library. Place I would like to visit. I picked this one because everyone thinks, oh, librarian, you must want to do like Narnia or Hogwarts. No, I want to go to Elwood City in the Arthur books. I not only loved all the books, but I love the TV show on PBS. I think Elwood City looks like a very warm, loving place where there's always something going on, always something exciting. And while I was looking for this picture was actually Mark Brown, who's the author, said he took the city of Boston and kind of its layout to make Elwood City. So I thought that was kind of interesting, and this was a really cool picture that's not just like a little piece, it's the whole Elwood City. And lastly, a book I love that would not fit anywhere else. And I love David Weisner. I love his wordless books, even though his wordless books sometimes have a couple words in them. For the most part, they don't. And Tuesday is one that really touched me. It was one of the first wordless books I've ever seen. I also like A Ball for Daisy, but this is the one with the flying frogs and the students. I always use this in the lower grades. I let the students see the picture and make up words. So students are able to connect the picture with the words, which is something that they struggle to do at a young age. So the pictures are provided, they make the words, they create their own story. And it's so helpful to build those writing skills because when kids write stories, they usually do the pictures first. So this allows them to have some practice with seeing a picture and writing words that go with it. And David Weisner is an amazing artist. He has so many fantastic books that I use for this, but Tuesday's one that's very close to my heart. So this is my text set introduction. I hope it allowed you to know me a little bit better, and I think that this class is going to be super fun, so can't wait to do some more. Thanks!